This is our moment. We've talked about doing this for a while, haven't we?
Indeed, we have indeed.
How's it going today?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome to Union Lodge.
My first time. I've lived here for 20 years. I've never been in this.
Is that right?
That is
We're
correct.
happy to have you come on up.
Oh, look at it. It's beautiful. Wow. Look at the ceiling, man. This is outrageous.
Come on in.
Hello. Hi, Peter.
Happy stroll.
You too. Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you? So,
So,
look at this room. This is gorgeous.
isn't it amazing?
Wow.
We'd never know this was up here. And we're very happy to be able to share this with the community and open up the house to welcome everyone in.
Now, this is not something that happens all the time, right? You don't open it all the time.
No, we usually try and open it on Stroll and Halloween. Anytime we're going to get a lot of folks downtown. But by appointment, the lodge is, we'd be happy to take anyone up and give them a tour.
Tell us about the Masons. What's their purpose?
Well, I guess they're twofold. The main purpose is making good men better. There are 3 degrees that a candidate goes through, and symbolically they are taken from darkness to light by going through these degrees. So that's sort of the internal purpose, is the personal improvement of the man to become a better man, a better Mason. And it's symbolically represented over here in Masonic terms. You go from the rough ashlar, which is the stone is taken from the quarry and it's rooted into a natural state, to the perfect ashlar over to the right, which is the stone is made ready by using the working tools of masonry, and the stone is then prepared to be fitted into our Masonic edifice, which is the community and the family and the better society.
How do you encourage people to become better, though?
Well, the lessons that you're taught as you go through the degrees sort of instruct you in that. The first part of the degree work, you're blindfolded, and the emphasis is on listening to what it is you're hearing and not being distracted by the beauty of the room, your surroundings, or the fact that there are guys sitting on the sidelines. The second part, you then have that explained to you so you get a better understanding of everything you've just gone through, because it is kind of overwhelming. Each degree has a specific emphasis, and we then encourage our members to use those tools, those metaphorical tools of masonry, to apply them to themselves and to become better men as a result of using them. And that's what I really like about it, is that it doesn't rely on an external force or an external story to say you need to do this because somebody else has said that you need to do this, or we have this story that comes down from the ages that says this is important. But rather, we know that by applying these tools to yourself, that the proof is in the pudding, that you will become a better man and a better Mason and chip off the rough and superfluous pieces and become better fitted to be a good member of the community.
So now I imagine the room is set up this way for a reason, right? I mean, it's set up to place emphasis on the center here. And then what's the purpose of the ceiling?
The purpose of the ceiling is that Masons meet under the starry-decked heavens at high noon. But as you can imagine, actually meeting outside in January would be rather chilly, so this is emblematical of that. And the altar, of course, as you see, is the center focus of that. In our case, we do use a Christian Bible, but it's not a requirement to be a Christian to be a Mason. You simply have to believe in God. So there are lodges that use a Torah, that use a Quran. It's whatever the holy volume of law is for your particular faith that you take your obligation on. We have something called the Masonic Angel Program, which I'm really excited about. And what that does is if a guidance counselor or a nurse or the principal sees a student who is in need of eyeglasses or a winter coat or new shoes, very basic things, very basic necessities, they will contact our treasurer, who will immediately cut a check for that item. It's all done anonymously. There's no paperwork involved. And the idea is to make sure that that need is met. So we're really happy with that because it's something that the community needs. It really benefits people in an immediate fashion. We've helped kids go to Strong Wings. And there are sort of other aspects of that that can be used beyond just simply material needs as such. There are also ancillary organizations like the Shriners. You have to be a Mason before you become a Shriner. Shriners Burn Hospitals are world famous for their work with burn victims, children in particular, kids that have spinal issues, and that's all free. That's all done through charitable works, donations raised by Masons.
And how do you raise the money? Where does the money come from?
Well, they have the Shrine Circus that raises the money. It's
Okay.
money that's donated by members.
Members do?
Members do as well. And they're trying to create that endowment that helps to provide the basis of that support.
Now, how long have you been a member? Or
I was raised actually in Oregon, and then I moved back here the year after. This is the lodge my grandfather was a past master of. His father-in-law, Jim Chapel, was also a member here. And subsequently, my father has also become a member. So we have 4 generations who have been members of this lodge. And I'm now the master, as my grandfather was previously.
And what about membership? Do you need more members, or how does somebody become a member?
Somebody would become a member primarily, well, the first step would be to just come to dinner. We meet on the first Monday of the month. Dinner's at 6:30. We have a great meal catered by Jim Perlman.
Right here?
Right here, right upstairs.
Okay.
We encourage anyone to come down. We do ask that you wear a jacket and tie. Officers wear tuxedos. It is important. We feel that respect for the lodge, you do appear in such a fashion. Okay. You come upstairs and enjoy a great meal with us, meet the guys. The next step is to fill out an application. The application is read in lodge. The month following, it's published in the newsletter, and then we ballot on the candidate, and then after that, they would begin the degree work. The cost is not onerous. It's about, I think, $75 or $100 for the initial degrees, and then the yearly membership is $50. These are called jewels of the lodge, and these are jewels that were cast by Paul Revere for the lodge. He was the Grand Master of Masons in Massachusetts.
How did you get those?
Well, he was Grand Master at the time, and he did a lot of work for lodges. We're not the only lodges that have the jewels. Some of them still use them, but we chose to retire them because of the obvious value of them. And we also have a letter upstairs from Paul Revere to the lodge that he wrote to the lodge when he was the Grand Master at the time.
That's just great. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for coming.